We know that you've been loving softball.
And you're the type of fans that just can't get enough.
So don't worry, AUX is stepping up to the plate.
That is unbelievable! Got it!
We have all your favorite players.
All the big home runs.
Highlight reel catches.
Oh my goodness! It makes the play!
But there can only be one winner.
One winner.
One winner.
One winner.
One winner.
One winner.
Day 2 of Athletes Unlimited AUX Softball from Wichita, Kansas. The fans are ready, and you should be too. 5 straight hours of AUX Softball coming your way on ESPN2 tonight. It is going to be a fantastic evening. Oh, look at this setting. Wilkins Stadium in Wichita, Kansas. Team Warren taking on Team Wiggins to kick off our doubleheader. Alongside the former All-American Amanda Scarborough, I'm Chucky Kemp. And Amanda, we always wonder, what are these rookies and newcomers in this league going to be like? They proved it last night. They belong.
Well, and that was a big storyline coming into opening day yesterday, was all the new faces. And we have a lot of rookies in the mix, but we saw them step up in a variety of different ways, defensively, in the circle, and at the plate. In fact, it was a rookie in Kayla Kowalik that got on the board first, had the 2 RBIs of the AUX season, a 2-out, 2 RBI double for Kowalik. She went 2 for 3 on the day. She just was ready to play. And then Mackenzie Clark out in center field showed us her athleticism, robbing a hit, not only catching that ball in right center field, but turning it into a double play. She was so athletic yesterday in her rookie debut. And then Erin Koffel, another player from Kentucky, hitting her first career professional home run. That got Team Leach on the board in Game 2. Montana Fouts got the start for Team Leach and got her first professional win. She went 4 innings, only gave up 1 run, and gave up 3 hits. And then how about Jocelyn Allo? Her home run that she hit, the first one in her AU career, won the game in the nightcap for Team Leach. Team Leach hit 2 home runs, one by Erin Koffel and then one by Jocelyn Allo in that inning, and got them the win.
And the home run queen, Jocelyn Allos, was a bomb. It just had to be for her first one. And 2 more great matchups tonight. This is how Team Warren lines up, and check out the heart of this order. Flippin, Vidalis, Warren, Harding, tons of power. Tori Vidalis enters on a 13-game hitting streak dating back to last season. They're behind Haley McClenny and Morgan Zirkle at the top. They will face off with a first-year Athletes Unlimited pitcher in Alex Storako, one of 5 Oklahoma Sooners on this Athletes Unlimited roster, and another one of those national champions. Storako hails from Frankfort, Illinois.
Hi, I'm pitcher Alex Storako. My favorite pitch to throw is a rise ball, just because it's so unpredictable and so fun to throw.
Yeah, and that rise ball is a pitch that she had at both Michigan and then, of course, when she transferred over for her last year, her final year at Oklahoma. That rise ball has very good spin. Not going to blow you away with high velocity, but look at her spin rates, close to 1,700 with her curveball, mix in the rise, and also go down with her drop ball. But like she said, that rise ball is her favorite pitch, and it piled up a lot of strikeouts for her at Michigan and OU.
Exciting stuff tonight. You've got OU pitchers going head-to-head, generation apart pretty much, with Storako and Ricketts. Here's the first pitch of Athletes Unlimited for Alex Storako. It is a strike to Haley McClenny, the Alabama superstar from years ago. McClenny from Morris, Alabama, finished 3rd in the 2022 championship season. That's her best Athletes Unlimited finish. 7th at AUX last year. Ground ball to Sydney McKinney, the Wichita State legend now, and they have 1 out. A rare quick out of Haley McClenny right there.
Usually she just has such long at bats, she grinds it out.
Let's wait for Morgan Zirkle, head coach of the Marshall Thundering Herd, her alma mater, where she has decorated the record books with her name. Zirkle takes that pitch on the outside corner. 0-2 count now to Morgan Zirkle from Storako, who finished her career at Oklahoma in 2023 after 4 years at Michigan. So Storako, one of the, oh man, that did not sound good, but I think it was off the shield on Zirkle's elbow. It's 8 points on the leaderboard for Morgan Zirkle, and she had to pay for it.
That's a rise ball that AUX Pro wants to go up and in on the hands of left-handed and right-handed hitters alike, and this one just a little too far in there. Zirkle takes one for the team.
Flip and hits it hard up the middle. First pitch she sees is a base hit. And now Team Warren in business. They lost yesterday, a heartbreaker to Team Leach in game 2 of our doubleheader. And it was those home runs from Aaron Koffel and Jocelyn Allo that did the job. So Team Warren trying to respond today.
And with the rise ball pitcher, these hitters are going to be looking down, and that was a pitch to hit that was down in the zone. Hannah Flippin knows what her game plan is against Storako and executes it right away.
Here's Tori Vidalis trying to extend a 13-game hitting streak. From the state of Texas, went to Texas A&M, one of a couple Aggies, 3 Aggies with Athletes Unlimited. I'm including you, yes.
Love it. I just want one of those new letter jackets that they have. I see those on social media, and I'm getting a little jealous. Like, I'm gonna suit up and play, get a Letterman's jacket.
You had to bring it to the broadcast to try and beg for it a little bit.
Definitely, yeah, exactly. Definitely wouldn't be wearing it today because it's a little bit warm, but shout out to the letter jackets. Whoever thought of those, great idea.
You're telling me you wouldn't be wearing a jacket in this weather?
Not today.
Vidalis, that's up the middle and down for a base hit. Zirkle rounds but holds at third to set up the bases loaded for Jessie Warren. Big trouble here for Storako. Jessie Warren dropped herself from the 3-hole to the 5 spot. She did this last year when she was a captain in the championship season. Isn't afraid to drop herself in the order a little bit, give some confidence to some other players, and I think the only person that would ever coach a softball team and move them down is Jessie Warren. No one else is moving her down.
A highly respected player with how she leads as a captain, how she plays third base, and the at-bats that she brings consistently day in and day out to the game.
Pitch from Storako, 1-2 count now. She needs this out. Just one away. Big Ten Pitcher of the Year and All-American in 2021 at Michigan. That just misses inside.
Like a good pitch, and the low rise ball in the inner half, maybe just a little bit off the plate.
Rocco wanted it, 2-2. This is hit well into right center field toward the gap. Long run here, and it's down at the base of the wall. At least 2 will score. Vidal is coming around from third and holds up. 2 RBI double for Jessie Warren, and they've already topped their run total from last night.
Coming out with really good swings in this inning and getting on the board right away. Feels good to grab that early lead. Let's see, Taylor Edwards sets up on the outside corner, but you see that she brings her glove back over the plate, and that causes for that pitch to be a mistake. And Jessie Warren lets that pitch get deep, inside out swing that hit more to right field. Nice swing by the captain.
Like every time we've had those big swings, sometimes it's not a mistake, but certainly on those mistake pitches in this league, you just can't get away with it. That does get the inside corner to Kaylee Harding here, and Jessie Warren says, I'm going Seminole and Seminole in my order. The 2 Florida State grads back-to-back here in the 5-6 hole. Harding just now joining the league after finishing her career for Lonnie Alameda. Fouls that off herself.
That's the one thing that you know that you're going to get from Florida State players is a great approach at the plate. They understand hitting, they understand sitting pitches, they understand counts, and they understand what they're going to look for when they step up to the plate. And hitters go to Florida State, they get developed by their coaching staff, tremendous coaching staff at FSU.
Harding deep to left field. This should be number 1 for her. It is. That is is crushed by Kaylee Harding, and it is a monster first inning for Team Warren. Third all-time at Florida State in home runs. That's her first as a pro.
Way too close for a two-strike pitch from Storako, and Harding is looking for that rise ball. We talked about having a plan, having an understanding of how the pitcher is going to pitch you, and with 2 strikes, I think Harding, anticipating that Storako was wanting to go up with that rise ball, she gets all of it, and that was a towering home run over the left field fence.
Up top, caught over there at second base for Filler. Nice grab for out number 2, and then much needed out number 2 at that. Robbing Jordan Rudd Lee, a rookie from Northwestern. The 8-hole Haley Lee will be catching this evening, making her professional debut. Another one of those Oklahoma Sooners. Lee going up against her former teammate in AUX Storako.
I think you've got to give the advantage to Haley Lee here, right? How many pitches that she's probably caught from AUX Storako. She knows her speed, she knows her spin, she knows how she misses. I mean, when you catch somebody the way that a pitcher and catcher work together in a collegiate season, I mean, you really get to understand everything about their pitches, know them inside out, the way that Haley Lee likely knows Storako.
Fouls that back, still 1-2. Lee hit .370 with 14 home runs and 51 RBIs in her final college season at Oklahoma in 2023. That was the year Storako transferred from Michigan. One, two outs. That is hit softly into left field and well placed by Haley Lee, who pulls up at first base. Always with him a little bit, but will stay put right there.
And that's 3 two-strike hits in this inning, and having a good approach with 2 strikes against Storako.
That single worth 10 points for Haley Lee. This is how you climb the leaderboard in Athletes Unlimited right here. And pretty simple, 10, 20, 30, 40 for all those types of base hits. Stolen base, you can lose points in just 2 ways, and it's if you're caught stealing or if you give up earned runs as a pitcher. But it really comes down to winning, as we know. Winning innings and winning the game is how you truly climb the leaderboard.
I love that that's kind of the ultimate goal, is to win, right? Like, you want to compete, you want to win, you want to do well as an individual, but ultimately winning as a team just feels really good, and until you get rewarded for those wins, inning wins and game wins. And if you're winning, you're likely to be one of the MVPs and get even more points at the end of the game, because there will be 3 MVPs named at the end that you can scoop up some extra points if you play well.
Real easy to figure out who will be at the top of the leaderboard after Series 1 here at AUX, and that is who is the best player on the team who won the most. Those top performers on the winning team will be our our Series 2 captains, and draft their teams in just a few days' time. Inside from Storako, ball 3, full count here to Billy Andrews. How about this at the plate? Billy Andrews hitting, Taylor Edwards behind her catching. That is the 2 all-time leaders in career home runs at the University of Nebraska. Andrews swings through it. She did miss that. It's going to be a strikeout for Storako, but still plenty of trouble there as they plate 5, and it was Kaylee Harding.
What an inning to start out this game in the top of the first by Team Warren. It was the Jessie Warren 2 RBI double, followed by the Kaylee Harding 3-run bomb. They put up a 5 spot against Storako.
5 for Team Warren against Team Wiggins in the top of the first. We are in beautiful Wichita, Kansas. There is some great softball, and we already know there is some great food A lot of stuff to do here, and the fans have come out to see these fantastic athletes as we take a look here at Team Wiggins lineup led off by Bubba Nichols, but check out the three-hole. Taylor Edwards, the longtime vet out of the University of Nebraska, the grand slam last night, first pitch of her second at bat, and she delivered the game-breaking swing. Kelsey Stewart-Hunter in the five-hole, a Wichita native. She was really good to start her AUX season as well. There's the first pitch from Kaylani Ricketts, the longtime pro, making her Athletes Unlimited debut from San Jose, California. A two-time USA Softball Player of the Year back in 2012 and 2013.
Talk about a seasoned veteran. That is the definition of Kaylani Ricketts, who's playing her first AU season. So thrilled to see her come from the left-hand side. Not a lot of left-handed pitchers.
Nichols lofts this to deep center field. McClenny at the wall, over the wall, and gone for Bubba Nichols. Her second home run in as many nights. McClenny was so close.
Bubba Nichols has come out swinging early in this season. 2 home runs for Bubba Nichols. She hit one opening day yesterday and their first game, and then comes out with a leadoff home run here. That pitch looked like it was supposed to be more on the outside corner. It comes back in and right into the swing path of Bubba Nichols, who has seen the ball big early in the season. Haley McClenny had her jump timed up just right, but it was just too deep and out of her reach.
Wouldn't put it past Haley McClenny in center to pull that one back. Was not far off from helping out her pitcher. Here's Kaylani Ricketts and Megan Wiggins. They go way back, played in the NPF together and against each other. Wiggins out of Georgia.
And I will say, Chucky, watching Haley McClenny go back on that ball is just a thing of beauty. I know she didn't catch it, but watching just how strategic and step by step and timing it up and finding the fence, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. And again, I know she didn't catch it, but everything that Haley McClenny does out in center field and in the box is just so technically sound. Love to watch her roam and play center field, and one of the best in center field in the entire world. But you see her look back at the fence, she finds the warning track and then times it up just perfectly out of her reach.
We have some great gloves. We already did last year and the years preceding that, but you've added more in this year, and we've seen some of those great plays already. Aaron Koffel, the over-the-shoulder grab at shortstop yesterday. Mackenzie Clark with the diving play in center field. Jesse Warren, got a couple of Defensive Player of the Year awards for Athletes Unlimited.
I mean, this is a great defensive team, period. With Jesse Warren at third, Hannah Flippin at second, you have Haley McClenny out in center field.
Ground ball up the middle, tough play here. Spinning, Andrews, got her! What'd we say?
We are really close to the field, so I think that Billy Andrews may have heard us talking about defense and heard us talking about how good of a defensive team is. And we didn't mention her name, the rookie Billy Andrews from Nebraska, stepping up to rob this hit from Megan Wiggins toward the middle of the field, the spin, the throw. I mean, look at that 360 move that she just did, and that throw was on the money. A perfect throw to Tori Vidalis. Doesn't get much better than that.
Out number one. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're Billy Andrews as a rookie playing shortstop on this team with Hannah Flippin moving from shortstop to second base, that tells you what Jesse Warren thinks of you. Because Flippin has been such a great defensive shortstop as well.
Well, and then you have somebody like Tori Vidalis at first base who just makes incredible play after incredible play in any variety of different ways. And Tori Vidalis at first base now, but played shortstop all growing up until she got to college. So another athlete over there on the right side. I mean, this is a tough infield to get anything through, get a hit.
Taylor Edwards, a great family of athletes, both of her sisters, Tatum and Tristan. And Taylor on cue to left field. It's gone into the tree over the left field netting. And Edwards has her second of the season. Megan Wiggins put together a squad.
And she prepared her hitters really well yesterday too, and that's what you're seeing, a really good approach. Now 2 home runs in this inning and 2 home runs for Taylor Edwards. Back-to-back days with bombs, hit the grand slam, and then look at her go down and get this pitch. Stays in her legs, drops her barrel down to that pitch and lifts it over the left field wall. I mean, we can tell early in this season which hitters are feeling really good at the plate, and Bubba Nichols and Taylor Edwards are on that list.
For both of them, helping out Team Wiggins, trying to cut into this 5-run lead. Taylor Edwards' home run just barely clearing that temporary fence that's been put up in left and right field. It's just 200 down the lines. So they added some temporary netting in. It's about 17 feet high and 68 feet wide to help out with that a little bit. We have not seen one into it, but I'm excited for that because we are going to play it. It's basically acting as a little green monster for us, and we will play it if it goes into it. Well, you can see it out there in front of the scoreboard.
Call it the net monster.
Okay.
It's not green, right, but it is a net, and it is really high, so I'm going with net monster. Now, I might forget that I call it that tomorrow, or actually we'll have games again on Thursday, especially with the day off tomorrow, so try to remember.
That's why we brought you. He runs that 1-2 pitch outside facing Delaney Wiz here. Over at third base for the second straight night for Team Wiggins.
A lot of offense early in this game, huh? We're just into the first inning. We've already had 3 home runs. It's funny, I feel like each game kind of takes its own shape. It's either going to be a highly offensive game or a pitcher's duel like the 2-1 win that we saw in the nightcap last night.
Game 1 ended 9-5, and that was Team Wiggins winning. That throw is high from Andrews. The error allows Delaney Wiz to reach first.
This one looked like maybe it slipped out of the hand of Billy Andrews. Didn't have a good grip, I mean, as she was throwing, it kind of dropped her elbow, didn't have a good grip, didn't have a good feel of her throw, or maybe just thought too much about it. It happens, but it's going to go down as an E6.
In dangerous order, even more opportunities here with Kelsey Stewart-Hunter coming to the plate now. 1 for 3 yesterday with a walk. Her return to Wichita, Kansas. An absolute star at Mays High School, about 20 minutes from here. The 2010 Kansas Gatorade Player of the Year. Three players from Wichita, and we have just the one in this game. McKinney and Julia Cottrell will feature in game 2 of our doubleheader. Don't forget, we're with you all night long here on ESPN2. Stay with you between games. Savannah Collins, Haley McClenny, and Tori Vidalis will have our gap show. So Tori and Haley pulling double duty, putting their broadcaster's hat on, as we know they can very well.
Very familiar with each other, so they'll play in this game and then head on out to the studio.
Hunter thought she was aboard.
You can tell that early in this game, both Alex Duraco and Kaylani Ricketts missing some spots here. And what I end up paying attention to is the catcher and where they end up setting up pre-pitch.
Warren, here we go, flips it, flipping over to get Stewart-Hunter, but she can't.
Jessie Warren can come up on a bunt. She can rob a hit in the 5-6 hole. She can rob a line drive that's smoked at her. Look at her range here to go get that hop, and then the backhanded shovel pass to second base for the force out. That is an unorthodox throw that she made look super easy, but that is not an easy throw at all for that force out.
Really close play at first base, too, as Nadia Taylor takes a big cut there at the first pitch she sees from Ricketts for strike one. I'll tell you what, Nadia yesterday really swinging the bat well, got robbed a couple times, definitely in center field by Mackenzie Clark. 0-1, Nadia stays with that, but it's foul.
Yeah, that's a prime example of a pitch where Haley Lee is setting up the outside corner for that changeup, and it leads back over the plate. You can tell early in this game, Ricketts and Storako just trying to get comfortable and trying to hit their spots better. But that's a big thing that I like to pay attention to because it tells me a lot. If you see that the catcher, as Keilani Ricketts or Storako is in their windup, they're going to set up in, set up out, and then you can see where the pitch ends up, and you know if a pitcher has command that day or not.
He kind of off the handle, flipping goes back and makes the catch for out number 3. Well, 10 inning win points for Team Warren as they get 5 in the first, but Team Wiggins bouncing back a little bit.
Yeah, it's all about that answer back, and even if it's not a 5 spot, it gets them on the board with home runs. Bubba Nichols led off the inning with the bomb, and then Taylor Edwards with another one. 2 runs, 2 home runs.
Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is sponsored by the U.S. Air Force. All the fans loving Wichita, Kansas, and enjoying some of this outstanding Athletes Unlimited AUX Softball. Trying to keep cool, too. A little warmer today as Team Warren got off to a hot start against Team Wiggins. 5-2 after 1 inning. Alex Storako back out there trying to settle in after that wild first inning. 7 combined runs, 7 combined hits, and 3 home runs. And shockingly, Haley McClenny's team scored 5, and she led the game off with a ground out.
31 pitches that Alex Storako threw in that first inning.
Oh, 1 to McClenny, swings through it, foul ball. And Taylor Edwards were joking when she came to the plate. I mean, you just think about all the at-bats, the innings for, with and against these players have had against each other. Players like McClenny and Edwards, how well they know each other. Certainly Taylor Edwards with Haley McClenny at the plate. Not that that usually helps you too much. She's so good, but
Well, it's just her at-bats with 2 strikes that she is so tough to put away because you're thinking, all right, I'm ahead 0-2, and now it's 1-2, and she just doesn't go away. She takes pitches like that, and then she can get rid of pitches that are close. She just wears a pitcher down. It's a big reason why, in terms of Athletes Unlimited history, and we're looking at one of the top point scorers all time. Plays on winning teams, finds ways to get on base, contribute.
Spinner to the right side, Stuart Hunter collects it, and that's 2 ground outs for McClenny against Storako, 1 away. Leaderboard right now, as you see everybody trying to fight toward the top. Those Team Wiggins players up there, along with Team Leach, who had a really good second game last night, but Aubrey Leach's team played their doubleheader. Tonight it's Team Wiggins with the doubleheader, and then we have an off day tomorrow. Finish Series 1 on Thursday.
We talked about Morgan Zirkle a lot last season, but just so many different tools with her speed and her short game and power, somebody who hits from the left-hand side. But this is so crazy. She didn't switch to being a left-handed hitter until her junior year of high school, and she didn't really swing away, she said, until left-handed until she broke her ankle her junior year of college.
He grounds to the right side and is retired. A nice start here for Storako in the second inning. What do you think Taylor Edwards told Alex Storako between innings to try and get her to settle down?
Fresh start. Yeah, go into this next inning as if the last one didn't happen and give yourself a fresh start to make some better pitches like that and settle into this game.
What would have been your biggest adjustment coming into Athletes Unlimited where you don't have a coach?
Well, I didn't really have a pitching coach in college, so that wouldn't have been a huge transition for me. I would have been the opposite, like soaking in, actually having a facilitator that may have had some pitching knowledge and been able to work with them. So it actually would have been quite the opposite for me. I would have been used to it.
Flipping underneath this, and Storako hoping this is 1, 2, 3. Wiggins onto it, and that's exactly what it is. A 0 for Storako in short order here to retire the top of the Team Warren lineup. Team Warren leading Team Wiggins 5-2 as Kaylani Ricketts, the longtime pro, finished her career at Oklahoma in 2013, tries to settle in here.
Hi, I'm Kaylani Ricketts, and I'm a pitcher, and my favorite pitch to throw is a changeup because the hitter's usually wanting to sit on something hard, and so a changeup's always good to be able to throw off their balance and timing a little bit.
That changeup is an important pitch for her. I think she likes to work more down the zone. She can bring in that rise ball too, but I think Kaylani Ricketts is her best whenever she utilizes her curve and her drop, maybe even those pitches kind of blending together to be like a curve drop down the zone along with that changeup. Continuing to look for that changeup against these hitters as she tries to match what Storako did in 3 up, 3 down inning the top.
It's the inside corner here to start off Andrea Filler as Kaylani Ricketts' sister Sam Ricketts was an All-American at Oklahoma. The head coach currently at Mississippi State. Her other sister Stephanie played at Hawaii and had a very successful career there. Runs in the Ricketts family. Giovanna's still going after last time she won a National Player of the Year was 2013 for Patty Gasso in Oklahoma.
One too, think about what she did in the circle, but she swung it as well. She hit 50 home runs in her career. So big reason why she earned that National Player of the Year a couple of times is not just from being a dominant force in the circle, but bringing it at the plate too. There's that changeup. What a pitch for her. You can see that come out of her hand, almost like a backhand flip. She sells that pitch. Beautiful pitch. Just kept her arm speed up and sold it through her release.
2-2 trying to get Filler outside full count.
So much experience with the U.S. national team as well as playing in Japan in the professional league there and professionally here before coming to Athletes Unlimited.
Multiple golds with Team USA at the Pan Ams and the World Championships as Warren takes care of Filler for out number 1. Savannah has more on Kaylani.
Talking to Kaylani Ricketts before her AU debut, I asked her, what's the sharpest part of your game right now? She said, being a mom. Her little one, Elizabeth, who she calls Pekka, along with all her AU aunties call her, it's her Samoan nickname, really changed her perspective about being a pitcher. She shakes stuff off easier. It centers her. And as someone who is trained to be one of the best pitchers in college softball while she was at AU, then for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics with Team USA, she said it was until she was pregnant and had her daughter that she realized just how much her body can handle. And she's so much stronger than she realized. She said it's the best part of her life and the best part about being a pitcher too, for how it's impacted her.
Her daughter's here somewhere watching mom go at some of the best hitters in the world. Former number 4 overall pick in the 2013 NPF draft. Goes left side from McKinney. Awkward for Andrews. Took a weird step on the dirt, and McKinney is on. One out for Kaylani Ricketts now.
Yeah, and Chucky, on opening day, all the athletes take a really cute picture like you'll see young kids do before school. Put this on the AU social media that they hold up a sign that says their age, number, how many years that they've played, what position they are. And I love this one of Kaylani Ricketts because age, remember, she's a true vet now. Didn't want to put her age, but pitcher year 1 of Athletes Unlimited. I love the fact that she put the NA there for her age. I think that's hilarious.
Well, her catcher, Haley Lee, finished at Oklahoma a decade after Kaylani finished at Oklahoma, if that gives you any sort of a hint. And that's as far as we'll go right there.
And that's it, and that's that.
Ground ball left side, chance for 2 here. Quick flip, look at that turn. Wow! Andrews and Flippin combining with Vidalis for the double play.
Well, Team Warren, as much as they can swing it, they're also all about team defense too, and able to turn this double play. Billy Andrews continues to get tested, but that quick transfer from Hannah Flippin, Kaylani Ricketts loves seeing that double play.
20 inning win points on the line. Team Warren leading Team Wiggins 5-2 here in day 2 of AUX Softball in Wichita, Kansas. Big news out of the Women's College World Series last week. Athletes Unlimited was there announcing the brand new Athletes Unlimited Softball League that will launch in May of 2025. It will be a city-based league, but next year will tour from 6 to 8 cities across the country. A 30-game season, 15 players per team, and ESPN will carry a minimum of 18 of those games. So we get started in the 3rd inning. We are joined by the Senior Vice President and Executive Producer of Athletes Unlimited, Sherry Kemp. Well, I think the first question everyone wants to know, why now for this new league?
Well, I think we're about as excited as we can be, first of all, to be able to announce AUSL. And I think what you've seen out of Athletes Unlimited is continued expansion. So we launched the championship season version in August of 2020. Within 14 months, we announced the expansion of adding AUX. And now I just think we've listened to players, we've listened to fans, and we know this traditional city-based model is in demand. A lot of folks want to see softball across the country. And listen, I will say this, I've been involved in softball for a very long time. There is no one better poised to do this and do it right than Athletes Unlimited.
I think one of the questions that I had, Sherry, right out of the gate was seeing the traditional model and being like, oh, wow, that's cool. But how does the championship season with the leaderboard still and AUSL fit together and work together?
Perfectly. So I think what a lot of folks have had trouble digesting is the model, is the leaderboard, is how do players draft out every single week and then compete throughout, and how does it all land? I think what you're going to see with AUSL is you're going to see these teams stay stable, go head to head, a lot of the things that people have been used to watching in all sports all along. And we're going to have this incredible competition through however long, through a couple of months that it lasts. Then you're going to see the top 60 players drop into more of an all-star format and fall into the drafts every week, into what's going to be now called the Champions Cup. So I think it's going to be super cool. It's going to add that much more attention to the Champions Cup. And you're going to see those players all season long in AUSL trying to earn one of those spots.
You talked about the quick growth from Athletes Unlimited's championship season to announcing AUX. Now what does growth look like that you have the AUSL launching next year?
Well, I think what we've committed to is a launch in 2025 of a minimum of 4 teams. And I think what you're going to see, just with the popularity of women's professional sports in general, and we all know that softball has kind of led the way in that for so long, I think you're going to see it just explode. I think everybody's going to want a team in their market. I think you're going to see some high-quality operators come to the table and want to really take a big part in this and play a big role in elevating professional softball.
I love to hear it. I mean, I love just hearing about what the potential growth is. And I mean, you see it reflected in the past 4 years and where we are today here in Wichita, which is one that I wanted to ask you about. Why here in Wichita, and how do you feel like it's going for the past couple of days? I know that you've been involved in Wichita things longer than that, but how's everything going here in Wichita, and why Wichita?
It's going tremendous. I think that a lot of folks, we put out AUX for a bid across the country to let cities and areas that were interested in hosting professional softball make their pitches for their towns and their cities and areas. And Wichita really came to the table with a very high level of interest. And I think they had the perfect partnership between Visit Wichita, which is their tourism arm, and Wichita State University. And I think they were on board. So Brad Pittman, Jessica Viramontes from those respective organizations really came with a very high interest. They came prepared. They knew what it took to host an event like this, and they just really were relentless in their pursuit of it. And we couldn't be happier. Sold out last night, standing room only. I think the players have felt that. There's a lot to do, a lot to see here. So it's been really good, and I don't expect it to slow down one bit.
Well, that's going to be it for the inning. Perfect timing, as always. We would expect that from you. Thank you so much. Sherry Kemp, Senior Vice President and Executive Producer for Athletes Unlimited. A lot of growth across the world in softball. Athletes Unlimited at the heart of it. Danger zone here for Team Warren because 20-inning win points on the line, and Bubba Nichols is coming to the plate. She is red hot to start this AUX season.
2 home runs in 2 games for Bubba Nichols, and I love the way that she's letting these pitches get deep. No pull home runs for her. If they're going to throw her outside, then what she's going to do is hit it over the right center field wall and over the center field wall. I love her approach early. She just looks so comfortable letting these pitches get deep, letting the pitchers provide the power and get right on time with these pitchers.
No stranger to some big home runs. Hit the leadoff home run in Game 2 of the Women's College World Series Championship Series in 2019. They beat Oklahoma in that national title. Since then, it's been all Sooners. Partially because of players like Hope Troutwine, who enters the circle in this game from Pflugerville, Texas. Finished her career at Oklahoma after 4 years at North Texas. Lead Oklahoma to that 2022 national title. That'd be number 2 of 4 in a row, right?
Yeah,
okay.
That is right. And how you pronounce that hometown, it's right by where I live, it's Pflugerville, in case you were wondering. It's a tricky one, right?
One.
Oh, you said it. I'm sorry. I just was so excited thinking about talking about Hope Troutwine, and that I saw Pflugerville pop up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's by me. Like, you know when you get excited when you see something that's familiar to you? But yeah, you didn't skip a beat with that.
It sounds like you have zero trust in me. Wow, nice catch along the back, right in front of us.
That was right in front of us. I feel like such a fan, by the way, when we have these great seats that are just right by home plate. Like, that literally happened right in front of us, and really
you didn't even
cool.
tell her good job.
I know.
Give her a high five.
I should have hit my cough button and said, good job, Haley, good catch. Yeah, I mean, that happened just
what's up?
Right here in front of us. You could hear the pop of the glove. That was awesome.
Off the third base side, Haley Lee was about 4 feet from us. It's an interesting vantage point, but I actually like it. You can really get a feel for the speed of the game down here. These pitchers are really popping the mitts.
Well, I think that's something that why fans like to show up is because our field is so intimate, and you get to be closer to the field than going to an MLB game when the sidelines are so wide and you kind of feel away from the action. But when you come to a softball game, everything is so close. You're almost right on top of these players, and you get to see the speed of the pitch, the speed of them running down the line, their defensive plays, and how quick the game moves.
Wiggins swings through it for out number 2. Troutwine goes 1-2 really quickly here, and we'll see what she likes about what she brings to the table.
Hi, my name is Hope Troutwine. I'm a pitcher, and my favorite pitch to throw is a rise ball because I love to see the swings and misses.
Seems to be a pitcher favorite and a fan favorite is the rise ball. It's something that Hope Troutwine will throw and get you to swing and chase that pitch out of the zone, like Taylor Edwards swinging and missing at that pitch at her eyes. Also mixed in a curveball and a screwball. She's getting some good swings and misses early on in her outing. She looks ready to go.
I was watching her there. I just wanted to see if she looked over and kind of gave you a nod. Maybe she could hear you as close as we are on the side. One of the few pitchers out here that Taylor Edwards has not caught. Fouls that off of her ankle to stay alive.
She's throwing a lot of strikes, too. Got ahead 0-2 to Bubba Nichols, got her out, and then got ahead 0-2 to Wiggins, struck her out. Now 0-2 to Taylor Edwards.
Pitcher's starting to settle in a little bit. They replace Kaylani Ricketts. Troutwine quickly. I think that's something that we've seen maybe not executed to perfection, the management of pitchers in the past. I think we're shocked to see Kaylani go out that early as that bounces under Warren's glove, and that's that real dirt. And we've been playing in Rosemont a lot with that natural turf, and maybe that's what Jesse Warren's used to.
It's a tricky hop for Jessie Warren over at third base. She's playing back behind the bag, and I think expecting for that last hop to come up a little bit more, and it just stayed more down. You could tell her glove was a little bit higher, goes under her glove. Get that read off the bat. It's a tricky one.
Delaney Wiz swinging first pitch and fouls it back with Edwards on first.
I'll go down as a E5 on Jessie Warren. And again, nothing but strikes from Hope Trotwine here, just filling up the zone. She has yet to throw a ball since she's been out there.
11 pitches here in this short relief outing so far. Make it 12. O2 pitch coming to Wiz. Can Troutwine sit her down on strikes? Right back to Troutwine, who sends it into right field. Had Flippin not reacted so quickly, it would have went right to her.
Got to give a lot of credit to Delaney Wiz with this two-strike approach that she had against Hope Trotwine, who just continues to throw strike after strike. But Hope Trotwine decided to throw a changeup, and Wiz is ready for it. She let that pitch travel. I don't know if she knew it was coming. She guessed right. She saw it out of the hand, but she is timed up for that changeup. Did not fool her.
It seemed like she was sitting on that. She wasn't off balance at all. Two-out rally here. The error for Taylor Edwards to reach. Delaney Wiz with a base hit. Kelsey Stewart-Hunter, she reached on a fielder's choice her first trip up. He picks that one off the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Kelsey Stewart-Hunter also a national champion, 2-time national champion when Florida went back-to-back in 2014 and 2015. The Gators were so close to getting back to that Women's College World Series final this year, led by their outstanding offense and talented freshman pitcher Keegan Rothrock.
They have a lot of proud alum here of their universities, and I know that a lot of Gator alum, including Amanda Lorenz and Kelsey Stewart, Aubrey Monroe. I mean, they're so proud of that Gator team this year for their run at the World Series.
3-1. Down low ball 4. That's 10 points for Kelsey Stewart-Hunter as she takes first and loads the bases for Nadia Taylor. Thursday on ESPN, the Storm and the Wings. Wings have won 3 of the last 4 meetings dating back to last season. That's coming your way Thursday at 7 Eastern on ESPN and the app. Seattle Storm and the Dallas Wings. I think we've got some hoopers in this field of players, actually. And we talked about Mackenzie Clark out of Clemson, who made that great catch last night. She was a really good basketball player in high school. I think you could put together a pretty good 5. Would you be on that 5? Can you ball?
No, I'm a great passer. I can give you the assist, but I can't shoot no matter how hard I try. But you mentioned basketball, and I thought of Haley McClenny. She actually had a dream of playing basketball in college for Pat Summitt and got to meet Pat Summitt on her visit to Tennessee. She said she was absolutely starstruck on that visit.
Taylor gets into this to deep left field toward the warning track, and Zirkle has it. Nadia not far off from her first home run of this AUX season, but the bases stranded, and we are going to the 4th. A lot of rollover points. 5-2 Team Warren leading Team Wiggins, and you see those zeros and the arrows on the bottom of the scoreboard there. We have 10 inning win points available every inning throughout Athletes Unlimited games. If you have those zeros line up, those points roll over to the next inning, so we are now up to 30 points available here in this fourth inning, and this is when the stakes start to raise for Athletes Unlimited, because we talked earlier, you have to win to move up the leaderboard. You can do that by winning games, and you can do that by winning innings. It's kind of one of those ways where the game's never over. There's always something to play for with Athletes Unlimited.
There's always points available that will move you up the leaderboard, and we have this QR code that you can scan on your phone to check out the live leaderboard. You can see it move within the game to see where your favorite player is at, and just I love seeing the movement on the leaderboard going up and going down, and you see how important these last couple of innings are where the points have started to pile up for this inning.
Lee fouls it off. She's down in the count 0-2 to Storako. This AUX season, it's quick, and those points do not get separated. Those players at the top of the leaderboard don't get separated by much. It really does come down to the final days. Wiggins underneath it in left field, one out.
It's a great pitch by Storako to get that pitch inside enough, right at the knees to jam up Haley Lee. And ever since that first inning, she has really settled into this game. The second and third looking real sharp.
Pinch hitter for Billy Andrews. It'll be Carly Spade from Chicago, Illinois, played at Miami, Ohio. The second all-time leader in home runs in NCAA history behind Jocelyn Allo. Spade actually played 3 of those seasons at Miami, Ohio when Morgan Zirkle was an assistant coach there before she took over the Marshall job, so she has some familiarity with at least one player here at Athletes Unlimited. They're on the same team this week. She takes that pitch for a strike down in the count 0-2.
You heard a lot about that Miami, Ohio team this season with the home run numbers that they hit, and they were right at the top of the NCAA statistical charts. Carly Spade, of course, one of the leaders on that team. I mean, to hit over 100 home runs in your career, there's only 2 players that have done it, Carly Spade and Jocelyn Allo. That's it. Rare company.
Allo had 122. Spade had 103. We have them both right here. I mean, that's what's, you know, if you're wondering who's here, who's in this field, it's Olympians, it's All-Americans, it's National Players of the Year, it's the home run royalty in NCAA history with Allo and Spade. Jocelyn hit 122. Spade tries to stay with that into shallow right center, and it's caught by Nichols for the second out.
Really impressed with the rebound from AUX Storako after that first inning. She gave up 5 runs, had that home run by Kaylee Harding, the 3-run home run, but then came out in the second with just a different approach with her catcher, Taylor Edwards. And that's, you know, you love having a veteran catcher like Taylor Edwards. That's why she went so high in the draft, and why Megan Wiggins wanted Taylor Edwards on the team was because of just her presence back behind the plate.
Plenty into center field, long run, diving play, Bubba Nichols. Back-to-back all-defensive team nods for Nichols in the championship season. Plenty shaking her head.
With the way that Bubba Nichols is playing early this season, you would have thought she's one of the rookies who just finished her college career, but she's had some time off, and she's coming out this season ready to play. A couple of home runs, a diving catch, a web jet by Bubba Nichols.
Warren leading Team Wiggins, still 5-2. Those 30 rollover inning points on the line for the team who can score and win the next inning. So many fantastic players here at AUX. Hannah Flippin, one of them, her first time here in the condensed AUX season out of Bonita, California. Played her college ball at Utah, the 2022 Defensive Player of the Year in the championship season. Where's that 19 for Tony Gwynn? And we have Hannah mic'd up live on the field. How has it been for you? This is your first time at AUX. It's a little bit different than the championship season. How's it going so far?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a whirlwind because we just get out here and start playing games pretty much. In the champ season, we scrimmage a little bit, so you get to see the new faces, and not here. It's my first time seeing Hope on the field, and she's looking good, so.
What's the trickiest part as a defender of taking some time off and then heading right back into the infield and having these balls fly at 70 miles an hour at you?
Yeah, I think as much fungo as you can get, it still doesn't replicate some of these balls off the bat here. But I think also just learning pitchers and knowing, okay, what are their tendencies and trying to work with them. Like Denham, I asked her last time, like, should I be more pinched up the middle or more in the 3-4 hole? She said pinched up the middle, which totally makes sense. So I think it's more of that stuff, like learning who you're playing with so that you can position yourself in the best possible way.
Which hits the inside corner for a strike. 2-2 count to Andrea Filler. Hannah, what did you think of your team when you found out who you were playing for on Friday? What was the standout to you about kind of the type of team that Jessie Warren put together?
Yeah, it's a little mix of like the vet feeling with some good rookies. Obviously, she has the Florida State connection with Kaylee Harding, but I've watched Kaylee and she's played great. Good job, Billy. So it's just like kind of a mix of like some fresh faces, some vets. I think Jessie did a great job. I was loving it the whole time. I got my 2 roomies on the same team, so that's fun too. Yeah, I'm happy with it.
You had put out a tweet about the newcomers and the rookies from yesterday. What stood out to you about opening day and their play?
Yeah, Billy! Got her. Run away! Yeah, so these new kids, they're just showing up just like Billy, making great defensive plays all day today. Koffel stood out yesterday. She was phenomenal on defense. Obviously ran into a ball against us, which I wasn't very happy about, but they're just playing softball the way that they've been playing it, and so it's really fun to just compete with them, compete against them, and just play at a really high level.
Tori Vidal is so athletic over there at first base. What's it like on the right side of the infield with Tori? I mean, she's not having fun at all out there, right?
Tori never has fun. No, playing with Tori is so much fun because she does not stop talking. She's talking to the pitcher, she's talking to me, she's talking to Haley. So it's a lot of fun, and she knows the game so well, and so it's really easy to gel with her and kind of feed off of her energy.
But Hannah, this is your first time playing an AUX season. Why did you choose to play an AUX season now?
Yeah, well, the last 2 years I've been playing in Japan. They play a professional season over there, and so this year I did not play in Japan, and so it did not conflict with this season. So this was my first opportunity to play because I'm not in Japan playing softball, which was great, and I loved it, but it's definitely nice to be here in America playing softball with the highest level of talent. My family can easily come watch me, so happy to be here for sure.
Talk so much about some of the players that have played in Japan. I feel like we never give a great perspective, though, of what that's like. How would you describe it to someone who's never seen that league in action? Is it a different style?
Well, I think for sure, like, people think we live, eat, breathe softball here. It is another type of live, eat, breathe softball in Japan. They practice every single day, pretty much all day. So that's the first and foremost thing. But they pay attention to the details more than anybody I know. Fundamentals, they just rep it out and rep it out and rep it out. We do the same thing at practice on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so they get the basics down, the fundamentals down, and there's hardly any mental errors, physical errors. So I think they're just a little bit more disciplined in some of the things that they do. But yeah, it's a different game, but at the same time, it's still softball. The bases are still 60 feet away. We play with a yellow ball. And it's like, even though they speak a different language, we all speak the language of softball, which is fun too.
Anna, you do it so well. Thanks for joining us.
Good to see you guys again.
Anna Flippin, a superstar. Her team up 3 as we go to the 5th inning. (5-2), and we have 40 inning win points on the line as we go to the 5th inning between Team Warren and Team Wiggins. All 7 runs scored in the first inning. The AU Pro Sports Shop is now on Instagram. It's the best way to stay up to date on new arrivals, limited edition items, and our exclusive merch offering. Head to @AU Pro Shop to follow and connect. your eye on some of that gear. We'll see what we can do before we head out of town in a couple weeks' time from Wichita, who's been an awesome host so far. Team Wiggins sends a new pitcher to the circle. It's Taylor McQuillan, who started the game yesterday, went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits and 2 earned while striking out 5. Zirkle swinging first pitch, pops it up. McKinney turning and reaching for that for out number 1. What do you think of Taylor McQuillan yesterday? One of just 2 lefties in the league, so this is definitely a weapon for them.
Yeah, I thought she was super effective. She pitched 4 innings yesterday and gave up just a couple of runs, but she comes from the left-hand side, and I feel like she really utilizes that to be able to spin and break pitches differently to give these hitters different looks. I mean, coming from the left-hand side is always unique, especially in the league in this AUX season with just 2 left-handed pitchers that these hitters are going to face. So she uses that to her advantage with the way that she spins it and breaks off these pitches from the left-hand side.
Now she gets Hannah Flippin, who we just talked to in the field. Love the access we have with Athletes Unlimited, and so fun to talk to these veterans year after year. I just feel like they keep getting more and more comfortable in their element. They've played a lot of softball. They're the league and the players well. This is probably the most unfamiliar territory for these veterans because there are 21 newcomers in this field of 42 players. Taylor McQuillan replaced the starter Alex Storako, who is now joining us for a chair chat first of the day and the first of Alex Storako's Athletes Unlimited career. Thanks for joining us, Alex. Tell us the first inning, little bit slow start, but you really settled in. What changed for you between those innings?
Yeah, I think it was just getting ready to come in the game and be within myself. I think there was a lot of just outside things I was stressing about, and realizing just staying within myself and knowing what I do and being able to spin the ball.
Yeah, and with that second, third, and fourth inning, Alex, what maybe pitches did you feel comfortable throwing, and what was working for you in order to get outs?
Really what was working for me was my drop ball, which is something that might be a little unexpected, and as well it was for me. But it was something that I had really good control over, and I was spinning the ball well, and I feel like it was an unexpected outcome on the hitter side as well. So I was able to control the zone a little bit better with that drop ball.
Alex, really happy to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks for having me.
Love getting that insight. Just right. I mean, I love being able to hear from a pitcher immediately after her outing, because what happened is fresh. You talk about adjustments and how she was feeling, and to be able to get that inside access is something that is so unique about this league. I mean, she was just out there pitching. Now we're getting to ask her about her stuff and how it went.
McQuillan misses outside to Tori Vidalis. That 5 spot, you just feel like it didn't really phase Team Wiggins. They bounced back with 2 runs, but a lot of credit to these pitching staffs right now to have locked things down for 3 complete innings of zeros. Vidalis underneath this. Out in the center field, Bubba Nichols is there, and that's an easy one for Nichols. 2 outs. 3 outs, I apologize. I'm come on, Amanda. I can't count.
3 up, 3 down.
What's your favorite cheese?
5-2, a lot of points still on the line between these 2 teams. Some more access for you. Let's go into the game with the U.S. Air Force and Taylor Edwards.
What do you want to do? We all fish at each other. You're like, have fun with each other again, yes. I like it. That's all. I'm going to get in here too. What up, dog? How are you? Have fun. No Grand Slam today. Hey, I'd rather be weird than just boring.
Taylor Edwards is just such a good teammate, Chucky, and what I love about watching her play is that she is just so humble. I mean, with what she brings back behind the plate and at the plate, she is such a special player. I mean, 2 home runs already in 2 games for her, including a grand slam last night. And she just has no ego about her. Like, she plays the game confidently, but she is just such a humble player and a tremendous teammate.
I heard Haley McClenny, who's out in center field right now for Team Warren, say, hey, no grand slams today. That wasn't a grand slam, but solo shot for Taylor Edwards. Nice little 40-pointer for her. Now Bubba Nichols, who's got a couple of those as well, as she led off Team Wiggins' bottom of the first with a solo home run. It's a foul ball for strike 1 as she faces her Troutwine. Troutwine into her 3rd inning of work, has allowed just 1 hit, no runs, walked 1, and struck out 2. What a debut for her in Athletes Unlimited. She's a 3rd-year pro, but just her 1st with AU. This is crushed to center field, and Bubba Nichols wants to hear nothing of it. Her 3rd shot in just 2 games. Bubba Nichols is on fire right now.
And she's hitting early in the count, too. All of her home runs have been with just 1 strike, and 2 of the 3 have been on a 2-1 count, where she is just looking for a good pitch to hit. That pitch is up. It's out over the plate, and Bubba Nichols again comes through with her 3rd home run in 2 games. I mean, this is unbelievable, the start that Bubba Nichols is having this AUX season, and the way that she is just letting the ball work deep into her window and use the middle of the field and also driving the ball to right center. That's when you know that somebody is locked in, when they're just hitting up the middle of the field and you going the opposite way a little bit too. They're not getting antsy, they're letting the pitches get deep, and she is crushing the ball right now.
That lead to 2, and that was an 80-point home run for Bubba Nichols. Those inning win points won't tally until this inning is completed, but that wins those 40-inning win points that have rolled over in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and now 5th innings, and Bubba Nichols is now at the top of your leaderboard, 288 points, 38 clear of her teammate Taylor Edwards. Still an early favorite. Got to be Bubba Nichols right now.
The way that she is playing right now, I mean, she has looked like she hasn't skipped a beat at all. Looks like she's played a 100-game season and that she's peaking in that 100-game season.
Two count coming for the captain, Megan Wiggins, first-time captain in Athletes Unlimited. Slaps it left side. Andrews is there. And there's 1 out. Saturday on ESPN, some NWSL action. Racing Louisville FC against the NJNY Gotham FC. Leads the league in goals against average, but Louisville on a 3-match unbeaten run. That's at noon Eastern on ESPN and the app. I'm a KC guy. The KC currently of the league, so I'm very happy camper.
That's Brittany Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes' connection there, right?
Absolutely.
Owners of that one.
Ownership stake in that. They were just there actually this last weekend. A lot of the Chiefs were supporting the KC Current. Edwards really jammed up there. Andrews trying to get the fellow Husker, and she does. 2 outs.
Response by Hope Troutwine after that Bubba Nichols home run. I mean, you can just tell that Bubba Nichols is so hot right now, but I love the way that Hope Troutwine got back-to-back outs after that home run. You're gonna give up a home run here and there, but it's all about how you respond immediately after it and what you do to the next couple of hitters that you faced, and just did a nice job.
Especially in this league, if you start to go downhill and can't wipe it off, it could really start to plummet.
Yeah, I think that the pitchers have done a good job of responding. We've had some big innings, like a 5-spot, a 6-spot given up, but I feel like the pitchers have all responded really well in the next inning, having each other's back.
It's going to be on us here. Nope, Haley Lee makes the catch. in play right there for out number 3. The solo home run before Troutwine goes 1, 2, 3, but Bubba Nichols cannot be stopped.
Most players in the AUX season get excited if they hit 3 home runs in an entire season. Bubba Nichols has hit 3 home runs in 2 games. Using the middle of the field, Bubba Nichols is hot. 3 bombs for Bubba.
Oh my goodness, we are having a blast here in Wichita. Team Wiggins trailing Team Warren, but that's Bubba Nichols out in center field, and she is the leader on our AUX leaderboard so far. Big win points going their way there, and for Bubba Nichols, it was an 80-point swing. 40 for the points on the, 40 for the win points and 40 for the home run. And now we're on to the 6th inning in a really good game. We thought was going to be just an offensive show, but for the most part, after the first inning, it's been a pitcher's duel.
A lot of zeros that I see on the board after that first inning. And then Bubba Nichols had something to say about that.
Jesse Warren leading off against Taylor McQuillan. Jadalyn Alchin, rookie out of UCLA, has taken over out in right field for Kowalik. Jesse down 1-2 in the count. One of these longtime veteran matchups here between McQuillan and Warren. Jesse fouls that into the parking lot. This is a great little area here on the campus of Wichita State University. The softball field nestled in here. We've got the YMCA kind of over the right field wall where the players are able to work out throughout the week. Warren hits this one towards center field. Nichols is onto it, and there's 1 out. Thursday on ESPN2 at 8 Eastern, the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. Florida leads the series 2-0. It's the Stanley Cup Finals on ESPN. Can you skate?
No, but I will trade you skating for the fact that I've been to Edmonton in the winter with like negative 30-degree temperatures coaching softball. So I don't know, it doesn't really have to do with each other other than the fact it's ice and cold and somewhere in Canada, but.
Were they playing outdoors?
Yeah, we were indoors, but I've also been there in the summer and it's really nice.
Okay.
We were indoors for that game. Minus 30 temps.
Sure you
no go outside.
Sure the Texas native loves the negative 30 degrees. Harding now up a 3-run home run back in the first, her first professional home run. Thought about it, held off, 2-1. Played for Lonnie Alameda at Florida State. You talked about how well they develop players there. What is it about Lonnie Alameda? They're players that have gone through their rave about her. She has such a connection with her players. What is it about her?
She really gets to know her players and really open, honest conversations. She builds teams and creates that teamwork, like bond that I feel like is so special about Florida State and their culture, but also a lot of credit to Travis Wilson and Troy Cameron, their hitting coaches who work with the offense and to develop them. I mean, they just talk hitting and talk approach and the swing so well, and it just seems like hitters go there and get better. They put up a lot of really big offensive numbers year in and year out. Kaylee Harding this past year was a big part of that for FSU.
3-2 from McQuillan, got her swinging. Great battle right there, but 2 away. McQuillan has her first strikeout of the night.
This has been an effective pitch for Taylor McQuillan when going up against right-handed hitters. She's been able to work the outside corner up in the zone and gets Kaylee Harding underneath that pitch. It kind of moves away from her too, but a rise ball in the outside corner for McQuillan.
McQuillan facing the rookie Jordan Rudd-Lee, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Rudd-Lee currently an assistant coach at Purdue. This is a second-year pro playing in her first season with Athletes Unlimited. Watches that for strike one.
And just like we were talking about the pitchers who maybe started out this game with a lack of command and looking at the catchers and where they're setting up, and you can see that Taylor McQuillan has that command when you're watching Taylor Edwards set up back behind the plate. She just doesn't even really have to move. She puts her glove up and Taylor McQuillan hits it. Good communication by Taylor Edwards to McQuillan and their pitchers at all times. You're talking where that pitch was, where across the plate, where it ended up, where it needs to be. I mean, there's just so many different things that you can communicate catcher and pitcher, and a battery communication.
Gets away from McQuillan outside 2-2. What did you like from a catcher? If a catcher came out to the circle, were you more of the lighthearted, give me something to lighten me up, or serious conversation?
I needed more of a reminder, like, hey, you got this, because I just would get down on myself, you know, in my head, and just so competitive, because you just want to be the best for your team. So I needed that reminder that was like, hey, you're still the person for this job. You can get this done. I loved knowing that belief that my catcher had in me.
Ooh, got her top of the zone. Rudd-Lee thought she was taken first, but that was a dirty pitch from McQuillan to go 1, 2, 3, 6 up, 6 down for her.
We do have the top of the zone being at the armpits here in this AUX season, and looks like this changeup, you don't normally want to spot your changeup here, but it works out for McQuillan.
Maybe nobody got more impact from the newcomers than Team Leach last night. Some of the biggest names here, including Montana Fouts.
Love the way that she started the game. She went 4 innings, only gave up 3 hits and just 1 run. She looked very comfortable, but that 1 run, her offense got back with Erin Koffel getting their team on the board. And then a batter or 2 later, Jocelyn Allo would come up, the best home run hitter to ever play college softball. She had 122 home runs at OU, hit her first one at AUX last night, the game-winning home run for Team Leach.
We are with you the rest of the night. Team Wiggins has the double header this evening as this is sent into center field. McClenny has to let it bounce for a leadoff single. Team Wiggins, Team Leach coming up at 9:30 Eastern right here on ESPN2, but we will not leave you. We've got a gap show tonight. Savannah Collins will host along with Tori Vidalis, who is currently playing first base, and Haley McClenny, who's in center field pulling double duty this evening. And we have a pitching change here for Team Warren, another one of those rookies. Maddie Penta, really good in her debut last night. Maddie Penta into the circle for Team Warren to face Nadia Taylor with a runner on first and nobody out. Penta, the all-time winningest pitcher at Auburn with 76 wins and a career 1.79 ERA. Looked great last night. 1 inning pitch, walked 1 and struck out 2.
Yeah, I talked about the impact yesterday on opening day that these rookies and newcomers had on the game, and Maddie Penta was definitely in that conversation, just threw the 1 inning, but had 2 strikeouts and looked very comfortable right from the very beginning. Hard thrower, can mix the ball around with going up in the zone with her rise at 69-70, can also move the ball down with her drop ball, and a changeup that she's very comfortable throwing.
Starts off against a big-time power hitter with Nadia Taylor at the plate and runs that pitch outside, ball 1. Kelsey Stewart-Hunter started the inning off of Troutwine with a single, so they make the quick pull. Bessie Warren not wasting any time making a change. That one gets away from Penta 2-1.
runs on the board for Team Wiggins, and the way that they've scored have been via the long ball. So you have to play it carefully, knowing that they have a lot of power, that one pitch now can change the game with the way that the ball is flying out here today. And he's a great approach that Team Wiggins continues to have at the plate, being prepared for every pitcher that they face.
Maddie has just been super unlucky. She's 1 for 6, but 4 of those have been hard hit balls. Penta gets her to swing after that one, and that's a big out number 1.
That's a drop ball that just has great over-the-top spin, so it's just falling off the table. Imagine that it's spinning over the top, and because of that spin, it causes that drop ball to move down in the zone. Had great movement, it was a little bit off speed, and got Taylor out on her front foot guessing.
Now Andrea Filler, she's 0 for 2. 12 total pitchers at AUX, 42 total players. Of those 12 pitchers, 7 of them are in their first season. That pops up in a nice play behind the plate. Quick reflexes there by Rudd Lee.
Yeah, it looked like she gave a little credit to her dugout too to help her out, because after she tossed the ball back to Maddie Penta, she looks right at the first base dugout, gives a little applause to them. I'm sure they were communicating on where that ball was behind her to help her make that catch.
Haley Lee started behind the plate. You just wonder if this is one of those deals where Rudd Lee was kind of working in the bullpen with one of these young pitchers. Maybe got comfortable there, and that's how they decided to do this. Ground ball right side past Vidalis, couldn't quite get her glove to it. 2-out single for Sydney McKinney. Very comfortable on this field. 3-time All-American at Wichita State, just absolutely dominated American Athletic Conference pitching. We'll experience AU Pro Softball AUX in person here in Wichita Thursday's Mizuno night, featuring a belt bag giveaway for the first 250 fans. Go to auprosoftball.com to buy your tickets today. Pick up a little belt bag.
I love the giveaways. If it's branded and you support that brand, you like the free stuff. You want to rep it.
Had the fireworks last night. Maybe a touch earlier than planned, but we had the fireworks.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give some context around that, because we're in the 7th inning. Was it top of the 7th inning?
2 outs,
right,
2 strikes.
2 outs, 2 strikes, and it's late into the night, so it's pitch dark besides the lights being on, and then all of a sudden they just turn off. And we're 1 strike, 1 pitch away from potentially ending the game, and then the lights go out and the fireworks start. They got geared up or too early. It's a whole thing, but believe it or not, that is my 2nd game to call where the lights go out early. I did another one in Clearwater. I think it was South Carolina, Washington, playing each other, and the lights went out there too. So that's not my first time, believe it or not.
They didn't have the fireworks though.
Fireworks did not happen that
Okay.
day. No.
They did get them stopped though. We came back, and 1 pitch, it was over.
Which I was surprised, because I always thought, I was under the impression that once the fireworks start, that there's no turning back, but they were able to figure it out, and then it ended after, or excuse me, started back up after the end of the game.
Jalen Alchin, did she go? She did not. Jesse Warren turned around and said, really? Mark Craver over at 3rd, Naomi Erdahl behind the plate, Rick Cohen at first base. Doing a fine job this evening. 1 more game still coming up. Alchin turns on one down the line and just foul. We had the perfect view of that.
We could have made that call for Naomi Erdahl, and she got it right, because that just hung down the line the entire way as it carried, and then as it went past the pole, which looks so tiny these days with how far that the hitters hit it, but it just went right to the right of the pole. We had the best view.
Naomi Erdahl was in perfect position too. This is slapped softly into right field. It's down. Ocasio will score from 2nd. McKinney's up to 3rd. And we've got ourselves a 1-run ball game. Alchin coming through there with the single and collecting the inning win points in the 6th inning. A little softer than the big swing before.
Yeah, that was an off-speed pitch. It was more up in the zone, and because it was more up in the zone, even though Alchin was a little bit out on her front foot, it is easier to hit that pitch on an off-speed pitch when you've been fooled if it is up in the zone than maybe bouncing it in. And a little bit of a mistake there by Penta, and Alchin just stays on plane long enough, stays in her legs, does something with it.
This is the one hitter you want to see least at the plate right now if you are Team Warren. Bubba Nichols stepping in against Maddie Penta. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 1-run game. The go-ahead run on first base. Takes the first one in the dirt. Man, she's been good.
She's hit 2 home runs in this game, and they've worked her on the outer half, and she's just used the center of the field. Both of her home runs going to center field, and Bubba Nichols has been really good to start out this season.
And clearly aware of that. 2-0 behind. Couple pitches not close to the zone. This time Bubba fouls it straight back.
She's found herself, too, in a couple of hitters counts. 2 of her 3 home runs have been in 2-1 counts, where she is just looking to drive something, knowing that she's hitting with some leverage. And you see the big swing that she takes on that 2-0 count, too. Helped out Maddie Penta. That would have been a ball. You can tell she's trying to pitch her carefully.
It's in the dirt. Runner coming home. McKinney, tons of speed, and we're tied at 5. How about that comeback from Team Wiggins?
This is where it pays to know this field. Sydney McKinney has been at third base so many times right here on this field. So she sees exactly how far away that it gets from Jordan Run Lee. She has a great view of it and knows exactly that she can make it in there a lot of times safely. Good read by Sydney McKinney. Went immediately to tie up this game.
That's a great point. Sydney McKinney, the all-time greats here at Wichita State. Ties it for Team Wiggins. 3-2 count for Bubba Nichols. 2 outs and takes strike 3. Penta strands the go-ahead run at second, but 2 more come across for Team Wiggins.
This is a big strikeout for the rookie against the home run hitter who has just been absolutely on fire. Tie game, but Maddie Penta strikes her out.
Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is sponsored by the U.S. Air Force. Back in Wichita, all tied up, 5 apiece, going to the final frame. Who will win this game? A lot of points on the line if you want to climb that leaderboard. A lot on the line tomorrow in Dallas, too, and I'm glad it falls on our off day here in Wichita. Wednesday on ESPN and ABC, the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks, the NBA Finals coming your way, 8:30 Eastern on ABC, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Plus, and ESPN Radio. I just love the dynamic duo, the Luka and Kyrie combo. Like a great middle infield, right?
Yeah.
You gotta have it.
Just don't know if Dallas is going to be able to get back into it.
I'm telling you, the Corgi has decided. Haley Lee, this is maybe playable. Oh, just beyond the glove in right field from Alchin.
Good hustle. She immediately found the wall. Looked like she was right there, but just, oh, it hit off of her glove, right?
Like it might have.
Came really close.
Alchin from Fountain Valley, California, finished her career at UCLA after 4 years at Washington, out in right field right now for Team Wiggins. Lee goes up after that pitch to stay alive.
She stands so tall in her stance, Haley Lee does, and then when she ends up loading and getting into her actual swing, she gets so deep into her legs. I mean, this is a powerful hitter here, one of the best home run hitters to ever play at Texas A&M before she transferred to Oklahoma and won a national championship there. Of course, it's nothing but offense in that Oklahoma lineup, no matter when you play.
Single season home run record holder at Texas A&M goes down swinging on that pitch from McQuillan, 1 out.
Just takes so much confidence from Taylor McQuillan to locate this pitch inside to Haley Lee. You know that you don't want her to get her hands extended, and look at where she spots up this pitch. It curves in, and Haley Lee is just feeling like, what do I even do with my bat here to try to get my barrel to that pitch? Taylor McQuillan, 3 strikeouts in a row.
Swinging, 1 looking. And finished the 6th inning, trying to give Team Wiggins a chance to win this in the bottom of the 7th. A team win in Athletes Unlimited is worth 50 points for everybody on that team. Huge boost for all the individuals for whichever team wins, climbing the leaderboard. One. Andrews behind that pitch for strike 2.
The biggest difference right now is that Team Wiggins just has not gone away. Remember, we talked about how important that answer was in the bottom of the 1st inning when, at the top of the 1st, Team Warren came out and scored those 5 runs, and Team Wiggins answered back with 2, and that was huge for momentum. And when you look at the scoreboard, it's been Team Warren that's only scored in 1 inning, just 1 big inning, but it's been Team Wiggins that has put things together in 3 different innings to tie up this game and, quite frankly, have the offensive momentum late in the game.
Andrews would love to turn this over to McClenny, who is probably thinking she's overdue right now at the plate. That spins from foul territory to fair for Kelsey Stewart-Hunter, 2 outs. Don't miss year 2 of the AU Pro Games at the Little League Softball World Series presented by Dick's in Greenville, North Carolina, August 7th at 5 and 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2. It's an inspirational event that today's stars competing in front of the Little League softball athletes and fans. We were there last year. Yeah, that was incredible.
It is so cool, and I love Little League and what it represents for each team's community, because you're representing your community and your local area, and you have teams from all over the world, not just the United States, that compete in that World Series, and it's such a special event.
McClenny deep to center field, long run for Nichols, grabs it at the wall. What a catch from Bubba Nichols. She is doing everything out there right now.
She is, and she is frustrating the heck out of Haley McClenny in a lot of different ways, because she's hitting it over her head in center field when McClenny is out there, and she's now robbed a couple of hits from her in back-to-back at-bats from one center fielder to another.
Five, a chance for Team Wiggins here in the bottom of the 7th to win it and take home 60 win points for everyone on their team. You see that set out there behind the softball in right center field? That is our Athletes Unlimited Gap Show setup. Savannah Collins, she's locked in right now, ready to go. She'll be hosting alongside Haley McClenny, who's out in center field right now, and Tori Vidalis at first base. Haley and Tori, very familiar working together on television, both working as analysts for SEC Network this season at the SEC tournament. Did an awesome job. That's going to be a great show, so stay tuned. They'll take you all the way to our second game of our doubleheader as Wiggins hits that in the air to Zirkle. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Next up, 14 Wiggins.
Taylor Edwards, this is one of those bats you got to be super careful with. Already a solo home run tonight. She had the grand slam last night, working against the rookie pitcher, Maddie Penta. Down low, ball 1.
You know that you just can't miss with Taylor Edwards, and she's going to make you pay. And one of the best home run hitters in the league is Taylor Edwards, and you can see that in her career ranks, right at the top in AUX history. Tied with Deja Molipola.
Some of those home run leaders for AUX history. Mia Davidson and Amanda Lorenz behind them. Jessie Warren, Andrea Filler are both here right now. Rachel Garcia on that list too. She was last year's AUX champion. Not here for AUX, but we will see Rachel again for the Athletes Unlimited Championship season in late July. Penta has to be careful. Down in the count, 3-1 to Edwards. Fouls that back.
Helped her out there. A couple of times in her at-bats so far this season. At the 3-1 count, Taylor Edwards is looking to hit. The pitcher's looking to be careful, not wanting to give her anything to hit, and then she chases. We've seen her chase more up in the zone in that count and also down in the zone in that count.
Sends that foul. You asked her about her home run last night when we talked to Taylor, and she said, I simplified it. See ball, hit ball. Went up there on the first pitch and hit that grand slam.
Get to just overthinking and talk yourself in and out of some things when you're in the box.
The handle, but in a tough spot for Zirkle. Runs on and 2 outs. And we have extra innings on the way here in the first game of our doubleheader. Take a look at the leaderboard there. Bubba Nichols still at the top. Taylor Edwards in second. How about Jocelyn Allo making her Athletes Unlimited debut in 3rd place?
A couple of other rookies from Kentucky. Erin Koffel in 5th place. Kayla Kowalik in 6th place.
I knew those two would stay close.
Yeah, yeah. Giving each other a hard time too on social media, going back and forth on X.
Took me a second to register the X there, but
It
well
has
done.
taken me up until this point, actually, today to call it that, and I just don't feel like I sound cool enough to call it X. Like, I just want to call it Twitter still. Like, X sounds like what the cool kids call it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm in that category, so it just felt really weird.
1-1 to Wiz. One swing could do it right now for Team Wiggins. It's their doubleheader night. They won last night in the season opener, beating Team Leach, and that was kind of the offensive explosion. And that game 9-5. Delaney slow roller to the shortstop. On the move, they get her by about 1.5 steps. Billy Andrews taking care of it. Maddie Penta goes 1, 2, 3. It's extra innings here at AUX Softball. We go to the top of the 8th. We will start with a runner on second base. One thing to keep in mind here, there's no individual stat points or added win points. It's just the points that have carried over from the 7th inning, which is 10, and 50 for winning the game. So 60 total points is what's up for grabs for whichever team is able to win this. Good news for Team Warren. Haley McClenny is on second base, so tons of speed right now for Morgan Zirkle to work with. This is the 6th extra inning game in AUX history. The other 5 came in 2022.
It's been a while.
Zirkle flipping Vidalis. Zirkle, oh, what a stab! Wow! That looked like it was behind Taylor McQuillan.
I mean, it's impressive to watch her pitch, but then to make a reaction like this right off of the bat. She did not shy away from this line drive. She knew exactly where she wanted to put her glove to rob Morgan Zirkle. And again, how difficult this is for a player that is legally blind in one of her eyes. To have reactions like that is absolutely incredible what she is able to do on an everyday basis when she is out here competing.
That could have saved the run. I mean, McClenny, it's going to be hard hit to Nichols, who was playing in a little bit, but you just never know with Haley McClenny's speed if she's able to score on that.
If you are somehow as a defense able to keep Haley McClenny from scoring in this inning, then you're feeling really good about going to the bottom of the 8th inning. How I kind of think about it whenever a runner starts at second base, whenever we have these tiebreaker rules, is the status quo is that that runner is going to score. Like, you kind of anticipate that that runner is going to score. If they don't score, you are feeling great. If they score 2 runs against you, you're not feeling great. You know it's going to be difficult in the next half of the inning. So that's how I kind of look at it. If you score 1 run, you're thinking, okay, it's kind of what we expected. No runs, you were pumped to go to the bottom half of the inning.
Ask if you thought they should play small ball, but it's hard to say Morgan Zirkle shouldn't have swung away when she hit the ball like she did. And low 3-2.
Likely trying to put the ball on the ground too, and that pitch was up in the zone, so she got the top half of the ball, but it just created a hard line drive instead of a ground ball, because then when Zirkle is up, you have speed at second base with McClenny and at the plate with Zirkle.
Flippin takes ball 4. 10, or not, it's usually 10 points for Hannah Flippin. I had to catch myself there. 1 away, but you do get the forces now with runners on first and second.
It's not a terrible walk there to pitch around Hannah Flippin, see if she was going to help Taylor McQuillan out at all, because now you have a force at third, you have a chance to turn a double play in a couple of different ways. But Tori Vidalis has been so clutch in her career, would not go down easy.
1 away for Vidalis, watches that pitch upstairs, ball 1.
We've seen Tori Vidalis hit late inning home runs in her career at Texas A&M. We've seen her do it as a professional athlete. The moment just doesn't really seem to get too big for her, and finds herself in a really juicy hitter's count as McQuillan having trouble finding the strike zone here, and it's 4 balls in a row.
Tori always just seems so calm. Certainly loose. She has so much fun playing the games. You see McQuillan and Edwards having an in-depth conversation here. How do you attack Tori Vidalis, especially with the 2-0 count?
It's so difficult because you don't know what's in her mind and what she's looking for. She's quick on the inner half, but can protect the outer half too. So changing speeds is essential, and keeping the ball down to see if you can get her to roll over something to your infield.
Tori hits this one a mile. If it's fair, it is way gone, and it's foul.
I mean, it's actually comical to look at the little tiny foul poles down the left field and right field line, because that went, it seemed like it went as high as the flagpole. I mean, it's just so hard to tell if that was fair or foul. I mean, that went a foul mile. You lost sight of it. You see the little foul pole? I mean, you can't even see it. It went over the tree out there in left field. That's what she could do with the inner half, by the way.
She was trying to will it right there, but not quite. Tori should know better. She works in TV. We need that down the right field line, yes, so we can see it better.
That's right, and then make an accurate assessment of our own if that was fair or foul. But it's hard with this angle for us in left field.
Now the 2-1 to Tori. Takes that outside.
And so now, if you're Tori, you've seen that Taylor McQuillan has had a hard time finding the outside strike. So you're anticipating something in here, and that's probably what she's looking for, knowing that that's all that she's been able to throw for a strike in this at-bat.
3-1.
And if she goes out, I mean, more props to her. You saw Taylor Edwards set up on the outside corner, and then finally McQuillan was able to find that strike. So had trouble finding that outside corner against the righties past couple of ABs.
It's Taylor's 4th inning of work. Pitch number 50 coming on the way. Off speed.
Oh, I knew that. I had a feeling that that pitch was coming. It takes a lot of confidence to throw that changeup in a full count, game on the line. You have to be 100% confident, selling this pitch, not giving it away. inside towards Tori's bat. She just kind of flicks that away, gets rid of it.
Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming up from McQuillan to Tori Vidalis. Taylor Edwards thinking here behind the plate. How did they get the veteran Vidalis out? Go ahead run on second. Insurance on first. Vidalis lifts this one to left field and deep. Wiggins at the track looking up and off the netting, I think it was. And this did not come back into play, so it's going to be a ground rule double for Vidalis. And that's that netting we showed you earlier in right and left field. Because it's only 200 down the lines, they've put a 17-foot temporary net up. And the idea is that you would play it off of there as if it were the Green Monster or whatever your choice of giant walls in left field would be.
In softball, we don't have many choices, so I think the Green Monster is our best comparison. But how about the at-bat by Tori Vidalis? We talked about how clutch she has been in her career, and she steps up and does it again. She battled within that at-bat. Taylor McQuillan trying to see, oh, is my left fielder Wiggins? Is she going to be able to catch it? You're hoping. But no, it just gets over her head. Ground rule double for Tori and an RBI to give Team Warren the lead.
Look at this one more time. It's really hard to tell.
If it went over our net monster,
maybe hit the scoreboard and then kind of nestled there behind it. Wow. Oh, I didn't see the net ruffle there. I think that was a home run.
I do too. Oh, it's so hard to tell because, I mean, look how many replays it's taken for us to be able to see that, but that was a home run. I think it did go over the net monster.
Here's my hope for our gap show, is that Tori has shown that video in very slow motion.
Such a good at bat by her. I mean, she's so tough to throw inside because up and in her hand, she can get her barrel there and down. McQuillan ended up throwing a drop ball at her back foot, still able to hit it hard.
Now Jessie Warren is up 1-1 count to her with just one out. That's a foul ball.
Well, and you know who knows that it went over the fence is the captain, Megan Wiggins, out there in left field. She knows exactly what happened. She's not going to say anything, though. But it goes back to that tiebreaker mindset, right? Like, you're expecting to give up one run. So if you're Team Wiggins out there, you're not panicking. You're just thinking, okay, how can we get 2 outs and keep the score exactly where it's at? If you give up no runs, you're feeling really good. But 1 run, you're thinking, okay, that's exactly what we were expecting.
2-2, look at Warren right there, but 2 whiz at third, 2 outs.
Delaney Wiz was playing perfectly just off the third base bag, just off the line, and able to catch that. Jessie Warren, seeing that down pitch, getting herself out.
Last chance for Kaylee Harding. 1 for 3 already, 1 3-run home run tonight. They get the insurance to really put the pressure on Team Wiggins. Jessie Warren's side lost last night in pretty heartbreaking fashion, 2-1 in a pitcher's duel. Alyssa Denham was outstanding, and I think we might have a change here. We talked to Senior Vice President and Executive Producer for Athletes Unlimited, also the softball director, Sherry Kemp, earlier. She is talking to the umpire right now on the first base side. That's Rick Cohen, and I think they're gonna have a change. Tori Vidalis is about to be a very happy lady over there at second base.
Well, and you know when Sherry Kemp comes out onto the field mid-game, it is serious business.
discussion here between Mark Craver, Rick Cohen, and Naomi Erdahl. Wiggins is coming in. Megan Wiggins is coming in. And I think she's going to get an explanation here from the umpire. If you were right, this won't be a surprise to her what she is being told. And I think she just said, yeah. Morgan Zirkle came out of the Team Warren dugout to get the explanation.
Yeah, we see something new every game that we have, right? Lights went out last night mid-game. Now we're seeing a home run that wasn't called a home run. It was called a ground rule double. And then a few pitches later, we might have some backtracking happen here.
Let's see. I think that hits the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think so too, and you can see it bounce back into the net right there. Ends up on the other side.
This is big too. I mean, you talked about it, the one run, but you don't want to give up 2 or 3. That really is going to put the pressure on Team Wiggins. I'm not sure what they're waiting on now, if maybe the replay official is confirming this even further, or...
What's difficult is that we had a couple of pitches go by and had moved on from the play, so that's where I'm a little bit confused of how you can go back and change it, but I'm all ears, and I'm a quick learner, so we'll see what ends up happening.
Had the line out from Jessie Warren after Tori Vidalis hit that ball. What everyone thought happened was that the ball went into the net and then went and lodged behind the wall. And they had contingencies for that it would be a ground rule double if that was the case. But as we've seen, we think this is probably a home run.
Yeah, and would have been a good idea for Team Warren to use one of their challenges and review that play. And I think that everybody will learn from this moving forward, that when you see the ball go over there, you might want to take a review into consideration to see, especially when you have reviews. We haven't had any reviews in this game, so why not go ahead and use one?
You could tell Megan Wiggins' reaction. She knew.
Yeah, she knew. Hit her face. She was bummed that that was a home run, and then
the infielders started signaling. They threw their hands up thinking ground rule double. Wiggins knew it the whole way.
You think too, Chucky, about how many points are on the line with this call getting right, not just for Tori as an individual, it being additional 20 points for her with a home run instead of a double, but also just trying to win this game. And there is a huge difference between a 1-run lead and a 3-run lead here in extras.
Make some decisions right now. Tori seems to be in a pretty good mood. Either it's an RBI double for her or a 3-run home run, but certainly changes the outlook of this game in a big way. Did have a little change here on the infield. As you get another look at this home run, or double as it is currently.
But think about the angle that it takes to hit it over the net, but kind of into the scoreboard. I mean, there's not a lot of room back there. It takes a specific angle for it to then hit the scoreboard and hit back into the net, and look that deceiving. I mean, it is pretty tricky. And I mean, the delays that I've had in about the past 4 weeks, Chucky, have been pretty comical. We've had a trash delay that I had in my Super Regional in Austin between Texas and Texas A&M. Literally, trash was coming out of the wall. We called it trash gate. So that happened for, I think, about 10 minutes with Kevin Brown calling that super. And then last night we had the lights go out. So that was an electricity delay. And now we have this one. That's been something new, that all 3 of those things are things that you just don't see very often. I would say never, but I did have the light delay before that I had told you about.
Sounds like you were a problem.
It does sound like, or I just call entirely too many softball games. You end up seeing a lot.
Okay, all right.
I'll choose to take that angle.
We might have a decision here. Naomi Erdahl jogging back onto the field. We have not been told. It looks like we're going to stay put, but I'm waiting to have confirmation here. Nadia Taylor's now at first base in the place of Kelsey Stewart-Hunter. Taylor McQuillan going to throw a little warm up here while we get things sorted out at home plate. Josh Trevino talking to Naomi Erdahl, trying to sort out the lineup card. Megan Wiggins and Jessie Warren chatting it up over there, the two captains. I love to see that they added to the jerseys too last year. It's such a nice touch.
Have you ever had a trash delay before in one of your games?
No.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask. Just wanted to see. I mean, we have time to talk about it so we can get to know each other. And
I think this is the right call, right?
I think this is the right call, yeah. I think that Team Warren had the opportunity to review it. They chose not to review it, and we know that it looks like it was a home run, but the game continued on without a challenge. But I mean, you do have the opportunity to challenge a play, and they decided not to take it. Unfortunate for Tori Vidalis, but I think you had to do it, as you said. With the batter already having gone, that's why the reviews are there. Yes. And now everybody is going to learn from that in the games moving forward. And we knew that having these nets might be a little bit tricky, but it makes it tougher to hit some pull-side home runs, both lefties and righties. To get more of it. Again, I don't want to take anything away from Tori's at bat. I mean, and how clutch that she has been, whether it's a double or a home run. RBI or RBIs we're going to count, and Tori Vidalis proves to remain somebody who you can count on late in games.
Tori was picked 4th overall. You just do not see that from first baseman as McQuillan bounces back and gets the strikeout of Kaylee Harding. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. A chance for Team Wiggins. They'll start with that runner on second. They need 2 to win it. 6-5 going to the bottom of the 8th. Team Wiggins a chance to win it. Team Leach waiting for their chance. The second of our doubleheader. There's Montana Fouts right in the middle. Had a great professional debut. A year later than we would have hoped, but it's great to have Montana Fouts at the pro game finally.
Yeah, she's one of several new faces. There's Erin Koppel, the home run hitter from last night as well. Next to her, so many new faces. Kayla Kowalik from Kentucky. I mean, what is it? Almost half the players are brand new faces to the league, which is just giving a lot of excitement. And they've come to play. They've come ready. They showed up big on opening day.
Exactly half of the players are new to Athletes Unlimited. Alicia Ocasio will stay in after pinch running earlier and hit here in the place of Kelsey Stewart-Hunter. Nadia Taylor is on deck, and Andrea Filler is due up third. The runner is Delaney Wiz at second base. Ocasio, a tremendous two-way player out of Florida. Bounced back after a rough AUX last year to throw for a 2.86 ERA and 22 innings pitched in the championship season. Actually threw really well yesterday, just got unlucky as she fouls that bunt attempt back, strike one. They are going to go small ball. Team Warren let Morgan Zirkle swing away and almost smoked one right up the middle, if not for Taylor McQuillan's quick reflexes. There's the bunt, nicely done by Ocasio. Vidalis takes care of it. The tying run is up to third. Now Nadia Taylor trying to bring Delaney Wiz in. Anything in the air will do it. To the outfield, that is. Taylor chased that one, completely fooled by Penta.
And she's getting out on her front foot with these off-speed pitches that have been low and away. Anxious, wanting to get in the action, and get that hit. She's been robbed a couple of times.
How's that back?
Love that pitch sequence of going low and away with the changeup and then up and in on the hands and quickly getting ahead 0-2. Because after you throw that changeup, when you go up and in on the hands, it seems even faster to the hitter. Gets in on him quickly.
Penta's only really made one mistake, and it was the wild pitch that allowed McKinney to score and tie the game. Warren takes control in foul territory. 2 outs for Team Warren.
That is a massive out, and great job by the rookie, Maddie Penta. Game is on the line. Your team has a 1-run lead. The tying run is at third base, and the rookie just goes right at Nadia Taylor with her best stuff, trying to get this win.
Penta's last obstacle is Andrea Filler in her 3rd season from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Played at Northwestern. Currently serves as their director of ops. Played for Italy in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. 1-0 pitch to Filler. Andrea hit 34 home runs in 3 years at Northwestern after transferring from Boston College. She's got plenty of pop in her bat. 1-1. Some of those aggressive windups and a lot going on. Maddie Penta's just so casual.
Simple and to the point.
3-1. One. Who's on deck right now? Sydney McKinney. No one here has more success on this field than the former Wichita State Shocker. 3-1. Filler fouls it away. 3-2.
Filler has yet to get a hit this AUX season, but no better time than now for her to step up and find a way to get it done. Sydney McKinney on deck has looked great. She's gotten several hits, used her speed.
3-2. Filler pops it up. This should do it. Flippin' has it. And McKinney won't get a chance. Team Warren holds off Team Wiggins 6-5. That's 60 win points for everybody on Team Warren.
Full pitching staff effort, too, for Team Warren. Remember, Kaylani Ricketts got the start. Hope Trotwine was kind of that bridge in between Maddie Penta and Kaylani Ricketts. Penta closing the game. I mean, the pressure is on, and Maddie Penta has proven that she can start a game, she can come in relief, she can close games. She's been put in a lot of different positions in her career, but how about her first save as a professional?
There's the leaderboard. Bubba Nichols still at the top as it stands. Going to be some big win points for Team Warren entering that leaderboard shortly. They bounce back after a 2-1 loss to Team Leach on night number 1. That was just game 1 of 2 tonight. We've got our Athletes Unlimited Gap show coming up soon with Savannah Collins, Haley McClenny, and Tori Vidalis, who ends up with the game-winning RBI tonight.
And these players just have so much fun. I mean, they're here to ball out, they're here to compete and to win, but they have the big personalities that you'll get a chance to see with Tori Vidalis out in right field in our studio set with Savannah Collins and also Haley McClenny. I mean, they just were absolute stars in the college season whenever they were in studio, and can't wait to hear more of their insight in between games and then get ready for this nightcap tonight. That should be a gem.
What a start to the season that we've had so far. These newcomers making such an impact, but today some of those veterans like Bubba Nichols and Tori Vidalis making their presence felt. Team Leach heads to their dugout. That's Peyton Gottschall you see on your screen. She will be the starting pitcher tonight for Team Leach. We saw her before the game. She was looking loose. She's had a great start to her career. Maddie Penta is off to a tremendous start.
Don't forget Jocelyn Allo will be coming up in the nightcap too, the home run queen.
Already saw one, her first ever at Athletes Unlimited last night. Get everything sorted and get set to send it out to Savannah Collins before our next game. We are here not tomorrow, it's an off day on Wednesday. We finish series number 1 on Thursday night before these Teams will switch it up. 3 new captains and a new draft, but one more game coming up tonight. We'll get you there with our Athletes Unlimited Gap Show with Savannah Collins, Haley McClenny, and Tori Vidalis. They're working overtime tonight. They just got a big win over Team Wiggins, 6-5 in extra innings. For Savannah Collins, Amanda Scarborough, our producer Casey Carter, our director Aaron Angel, Andrew Firestein, our AP. I'm Chucky Kemp. We'll see you soon. The Gap Show is next.